Brodes Media.
So, as you do after a monster beatdown victory, you go rewatch it, right? I actually forgot that that's what you're supposed to do. I haven't seen a product on the field that I thought was worthy of my time for a second dose. In what world would I ever waste my time with any of the crap that they put me through early in the year? I'd be sick in the head. But when it's beautiful, when it is filled with glory, when it's sensational quarterback play, I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Swear to God. I'll probably watch it 4 more times before we see them play the Jags. I'm being a little intense, but you get my point. And my takeaway is, holy shit, Jalen was more impressive than I even thought he was. And I thought MVP. I thought that's a quarterback that can win a Super Bowl. I thought that's the quarterback that earned the fat paycheck that Jeffrey Lurie signs. Okay? Here's reality. If that's the QB we get on a week-by-week basis, this team is in the legitimate category to win a Super Bowl. If Jalen can get into his bag, did you see the way he walked up to the stadium? Oh, yo! I'm telling you, it's all part of it. At the end of the game, we got the philosophical Jalen Hurts throwing out quotes that nobody in the league would ever say except for one Jalen Hurts. He's the only one. He speaks in ways that don't even make sense. That's when he's locked in. So you got the pregame swag, the arrogance, the confidence on the field, the whole thing. It's starting to circle back. And I'll even say to Nick Sirianni, hell of a job. Because it was about 1 year ago that we were getting ready to embrace one of the worst back ends of a season in Philadelphia sports history. And when things started to go downhill, no answers were found by the coach. And it was really problematic. This year, you maybe don't love the week 5 bye when you first see the schedule and you wonder how weeks 12, 13, 14, how they are going to look with the bodies and them needing a rest, needing a break. This couldn't have worked out any more perfectly. It couldn't have been better. Okay, for Nick Sirianni. Did I think he planned it this way when he had that extra week? No. I don't think he expected to get made fun of and questioned as heavily for his job after showing more emotion. But that happening, I believe it made the team one. It made the team more of a family. It brought the team closer together. Forget how I feel about Nick. Forget how some of the fans feel about Nick. It doesn't really matter which way you fall. The only thing that truly matters is how they respond to the coach. Now, personally, like I said, I don't think it was some masterful plan that he laid out this blueprint and said, this is how it's going to get done. But when something so ugly happens, knowing that under his watch, you've already seen it collapse. He has the locker room. He still has the locker room because we never get here if he doesn't. He still has the locker room even after he gets his power stripped and he is in a really rough spot with the owner and the GM. This is all impressive for him to be able to do this, and I don't know how many guys can. I don't. This thing is back on the right path and probably even jumped a few steps further ahead. I didn't believe we'd go from it was only the Giants and it was only the Cleveland Browns to damn special. And a lot of that, though, goes back to an original thought, which is is the quarterback holding this offense back. When he shines, you're back to being a Super Bowl contender. I know it's not as simple as one person. There's a correlation with why there was more under center snaps, why there was more plays that were able to be hit over the middle. It all works as one. And when everybody's pulling their same weight, that's how you get the product that we see. So everyone's doing their part. Jeff Stoutland, this offensive line, Tyler Steen outside of a couple penalties, lack of pressure on that side from the other team and their pass rushers. It's amazing. Devontae, after frustrating -2 yards a week before and a play that happened very similar to that one, where he's losing yards with a quick throw after the snap. I'm sure he wasn't in a good headspace. Doesn't cry, doesn't pout, stays in control, has one of the best touchdowns that we will see all season. That was nuts for him to win that battle and go up and catch that football downfield. He's sick, just sick. And when AJ and Saquon go to work and this whole thing starts to create life, I don't know who stops them. It's ridiculous. So it's not just the QB and head coach, Nolan Smith. It looks like the game is starting to slow down for him a bit more. I wouldn't be shocked if we start to hear his name more aggressively. You're starting to notice him. You're starting to recognize him. You see that number 3. And it's not just because he's matched up against Jamar Chase in the back of the end zone and all of us are thinking the same damn thing. Vic! Vic! You've been around football way too long. Why is Nolan Smith on Jamar Chase? I'm watching Joe Burrow. He's moving traffic and yo, look who's on you, bro. Let's make this thing, 7. And they did with ease. But he's starting to actually have a real pulse. Cooper DeJean, listen to him explain what happened and what he saw and how he was so ready for that 4th and 1 against Jamar Chase. This is a kid who missed a lot of the preseason run. He got injured. He needed maybe a couple games under his belt, and he made some serious plays even in those games. But, to make the whoa play, just a couple of games, and he's already where he needs to be to help close out a game as a rookie. And don't even get me started on Quinyon Mitchell. Quarterbacks are afraid of going his way. They are on alert. He's noted. Yo, watch out for this kid 2-7. And those interceptions are going to come. Every game, it's inevitable. He gets close. And when it happens, I believe it's going to pour too. One of those you just got to break free. But when QBs get the game plan and when they see the defense they're going up against, and it happens to be the Eagles, you see Slay on one end, you see Quinyon Mitchell on the other. It's like, yo, this Quinyon Mitchell cat, stud. Amazing. Amazing. I'm so happy. I thought we'd be down and out, and every week it would constantly be, I hate watching this team. It's a chore. The end of Doug Peterson was, all right, I guess we got to watch the game at 1 o'clock. Now, let's fucking go, Doug. Get your ass back to town, and I want to spank you. Time to get spanked, Doug. Dude. Nick Sirianni, Jalen, this offense, and Vic Fangio has me ready. They have me ready. It's insane. It's insane. I'm so proud. 5-2. And here's what I won't accept. You shouldn't be this shocked. You were just overreacting. It's not true. It's not true. Jalen played like an MVP in that second half. A MVP. His best games this season were, okay, he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't play bad, but that's how you would describe his performance. That's only going to take you so far. This offense was clunky. It didn't make a lot of sense. So I don't know if, as a duo, they came together, Nick and Kellen Moore. If Jalen Hurts and Nick were able to have some dialogue to get them back on the same page, or then the three of them can work together as a unit more. I don't know. I don't know why they decided to go more under center. I don't want to speculate and make it seem like someone had more say than they should or anything like that, because there's a reason why the front office removed him from that role to begin with. I highly doubt, with the team struggling through 7 weeks, that he still had all this major say. So I'm under the belief that Kellen Moore was very active for the whole year so far, and he's the one making the decisions. Whether I'm right or wrong, that's what I'm thinking is happening. And now I'm watching him go more under center. I don't know if he's just getting his head out of his ass, because maybe that's going on. Maybe Jalen Hurts is saying, you got to trust me, Kellen. I can use the middle of the field. I can use under center more. Let's do it. Give me a shot. Let me prove it to you. I don't know which way it went, but I know the results are here. And I did not believe we'd get these results. I didn't. They looked scary. That was a win where you start to wonder, if you are around the league and in the NFC, what do we got here? The Commanders, Hail Mary, the Chicago Bears celebrating and taunting fans, not paying attention to the final play of the game. It ends up costing you egregious stuff, which I hear some Washington fans think that tells them it's their season. Only in special runs do you get a win like that, and it gets played in the end of the year yearbook, right? This organization in the Philadelphia Eagles, they have that pedigree. They do have the pedigree of being at the top of the NFC East. It really is back and forth flip-flopping with Dallas. But they got to keep up an epic pace and not slip for just a second, because one hiccup for a team with a rookie quarterback and, 1 or 2 games down the stretch, you got to win to get separation from the Eagles. The Eagles are staying within striking distance. There's something to be said about knowing how to win as a group. And while I didn't know if we'd ever be here, Jalen's done this. Jalen went through a 14-3 season and won playoff games. There's added pressure throughout, and it's a huge if. Trust me, I am not stressing this enough. It's a huge if. This all comes down to, do we get a Jalen Hurts that could play that smooth, play that crisp, play that intelligent, running the football, when to run, the designs for him to run. It was all great and perfectly executed. If that stays true, then we are right in the mix.